Admiral Joe Sestak was the highest-ranking military official ever elected to the U.S. Congress. He served as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives for 2 terms, then defeated Arlen Specter in Specter's last primary race for Senate. It's nice to see you, sir. Thank you for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. You and Arlen Specter were rivals, and sometimes very, very tough rivals. What was he like as a competitor and as the friend that he eventually became?
He was great. I thought I was a hard worker, but nobody outworks Arlen Specter. You know, somebody came into the office one day, and we're getting in 6 a.m. and going home after midnight. He says, "Are you really enjoying this?" I remember telling him that, boy, if you define enjoyment like John F. Kennedy once did, applying all your faculties towards excellence, yes, I do, because that's what Arlen Specter makes me do, reach beyond my grasp. I love being against the very best Pennsylvania's ever produced. I really did.
You know, Admiral, it's so interesting because he had a lot of health challenges all during his life, but he really did not let them deter him from the things that he thought were important.
You know, you're absolutely right. He was a fighter in his own personal life and out there in the campaign, but he was never deterred from doing what his legacy really is. And in my mind, it's this fierce advocacy for the National Institute of Health that affected so many families across America, including mine. When my 4-year-old daughter, when I'm in the military, was struck with malignant brain cancer, it was an NIH study of chemotherapy with some stem cell effort in it that hadn't even improved the entire population yet that she underwent. She's now 11 years old, going on 22, because of Arlen Specter. And if any public servant can have the legacy that he had about fighting but then doing something with your seat in Senate, boy, he has it. There aren't going to be many like him, but I sure hope they look towards him as a pragmatist, a centrist, somebody who was willing to do a compromise, but a principled compromise, and stand up to his own party to do what was needed.
You know, he had a very, he was a funny guy, and he loved comedy, and he loved stand-up, and I want to play a little chunk of what he said about Ted Kennedy. Let's play that.
The situation with Ted Kennedy, I was in the whirlpool, the hot tub, and in comes Teddy, 285 pounds in his birthday suit in the pink, and he plops into the hot tub, and you know the old theory about a rising tide lifts all boats. My head hit the ceiling.
You know, every year, Philadelphia, there's a comedy routine done by all the politicians. And, you know, it goes for a couple hours. But once they knew the time Arlen Specter would show up, everybody came and packed the house. But I'll tell you something else.
Just before Arlen Specter America came to know.
No. You know, but they knew him as a fighter. And they knew him as an independent. I just, for example, was in the makeup here at CNN before I came on, and the makeup artist who I was talking with, he said, "Let me tell you about Arlen. He would never put on makeup. He was who he was." And that, in my mind, is why Pennsylvania is going to remember this standard that he has set. Stood up to his party when he felt that he needed to in the economic stimulus bill, whether you agree or disagree with it, because he felt it was needed for Americans. A fierce independent.
Admiral Joe Sestak joining us this morning. It's nice to see you, sir. Thank you for
Great to be with you.
us.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.